Aside from Forbes taking my initial title to this video, I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. Coming into 2018 skeptical about Sony proved to be the wrong move in the end, as they prove everyone wrong twice. It's easy to say that Insomniac did wonders with their exclusive only game in Spider-Man, and they succeeded at making a Marvel game that was well worth every penny. Some of the twists in the story were certainly unexpected, and it was great to be swinging through New York as well as seeing some of Spider-Man's iconic rogues make appearances in the game as well. And with the success of the game, as well as the unexpected ending, it's inevitably going to bring about more games in the foreseeable future. I was curious as to how the game would turn out, because sometimes the hype over games doesn't pay off, especially highly anticipated ones, but it's safe to say that it definitely paid off and added another W to the PS4 catalog. The game had a great deal of characters ranging from Kingpin, Vulture, Doc Ock, to characters like Silver Sable, Miles Morales, and Mary Jane, but the game did a great job of handling each character. I feel like the story with Dr. Octavius and Peter held the most weight, and even brought back some Spider-Man 2 and Homecoming memories as well. I like that the game took the time to focus on both Peter and his alter ego, because that in itself allowed for a surprisingly deeper narrative. R.I.P. Uncle Ben. Along with some nice graphics, Spider-Man as a game in itself was a major win for fans and for the popular Sony console. Venom's debut in theaters was dreaded and constantly roasted by many, even in the months preceding its debut, but myself and a select few were cautiously waiting for the film to prove us all wrong. So many were expecting the film to fail and flop, like Josh Trank's Flop 4 Stick did in 2015, but it surprised everyone and nearly grossed $1 billion. Funny how now the critical big mouths seemingly are starting to matter less and less. I'm not saying Venom is the greatest comic book movie ever, and I wish that the movie had a harder rating, but honestly I really enjoyed the film a lot more than I probably should have. The best component of the movie itself is unsurprisingly Tom Hardy, and I can't wait to see more of him as the character going forward. I think the movie could have benefited from a much better script, but overall the film was still enjoyable. Not only does Sony's Marvel Universe have potential with other of the characters they have, but Carnage and She-Venom could spawn films as well. How this will complicate things for Spider-Man in the MCU going forward, I have no idea, because if the rumors are to be believed, Apple may be looking to purchase Sony, which would in turn allow Disney full control of Spider-Man and his woes. Still, Amy Pascal herself seems intent on allowing Spider-Man to continue to swing in the MCU, but I suspect that Sony wants Spider-Man to meet Venom in the foreseeable future, and how that will work contractually, I have no idea. But Venom's success as a movie certainly was unexpected, and $800+ million is impressive for a mostly panned film. Speaking of Spider-Man in the MCU, Tom Holland's Spider-Man also had a pretty big year himself, with his appearance in this year's Infinity War. Initially, I didn't expect him to play as significant a role in the movie like he did, nor did I expect him to evaporate into the land of not feeling good.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go, sir. Please. Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sorry.
Tom Holland has made 3 appearances as Spider-Man in the MCU, and Infinity War made me appreciate his relationship with Tony Stank a bit more than I initially did in Homecoming. I feel like Tony's Homecoming appearance was a cheap way for the movie makers to excuse Uncle Ben's absence, and because Peter has an unusually hot Aunt May. But arguably the best thing and biggest surprise for Spider-Man fans came in December with yet again another Sony release, Into the SpiderVerse, that featured Miles Morales as the main character. I was skeptical about the film going in, but to me this was the best Spider-Man thing that happened this year, aside from the game. Not only was I enthralled by the animation, but I also enjoyed seeing the other Spider people from other universes make an appearance as well. Give Phil Lord and Chris Miller credit. They made an entertaining Spider-Man movie, as well as took part in giving Miles Morales his chance to shine. Kudos to Sony for getting Nick Cage to do another superhero film. My only flaw with the film is that Mahershala Ali's character wasn't more prominent, but other than that, I had a really good time with the movie. Aside from Sony and the MCU's Confusion partnership and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse referencing the worst part of Spider-Man 3, no other year in recent memory has had as many surprises and wins for Spider-Man's franchise and fans. Who would have thought that a non-MCU related movie in Venom would gross up close to $1 billion, and that Sony's animated SpiderMan movie with Miles Morales as the lead character would garner a nomination for Best Animated Feature? Who would have thought that the Russos would allow Spider-Man to turn into dust, and that Spider-Man's debut on the PS4 would wow people everywhere? Was Sony planning films for Kraven, Black Cat, Silver Sable, Morbius, and more Venom sequels, combined with the Spider-Man being something Disney only creatively uses? There is still a ton of question marks as to what will and won't happen. But needless to say, 2018 was without question the best year for Spider-Man, and I sense that in time, there is only more to come.